Hello everyone, welcome to our Comments and Answers TJ channel. I hope you all are doing well. In this video, we are going to prepare for the study of the book, Enjoy Life, for the week of June 3rd to 9th. And this week, we will study Chapter 10, paragraphs 13 to 21. So, let's get started. Question 13 to 15, Part A. How did the brothers who were gathered at Mary's house react when Peter arrived? When Peter arrived and knocked on the door, a servant named Rhoda went to see who it was. Upon recognizing Peter's voice, she became so excited that instead of opening the door, she ran to tell the others. The brothers initially didn't believe her and thought she was crazy, but she insisted. Eventually, some thought it might be an angel. When they finally opened the door and saw Peter, they were amazed and thrilled. Peter had to ask them to be quiet so he could tell them what had happened and asked them to inform James and the other brothers. Additional comments. The brothers were so excited and amazed to see Peter that they initially didn't believe Rhoda, the servant, when she told them Peter was at the door. Their initial disbelief shows the magnitude of their surprise and the deep joy they felt at seeing Peter safe. Rhoda's emotional reaction, leaving Peter outside in her excitement to announce the news, shows how unexpected and miraculous Peter's release was. The brothers, upon finally opening the door and seeing him, experienced a mix of disbelief and joy that left them amazed and reminded them of the power of prayer and divine intervention. Question 13 to 15, Part B. What is the focus of the book of Acts now? What did Peter continue to do for his spiritual brothers? From this point on, the book of Acts focuses on the ministry and travels of Paul, mentioning Peter only once more in chapter 15, during the resolution of the circumcision issue. However, we can be sure that wherever Peter went, he continued to strengthen the faith of his spiritual brothers. The brothers gathered at Mary's house never forgot the happiness they felt that night. Additional comments. The book of Acts shifts its focus to the ministry and travels of Paul, indicating a new chapter in the expansion of Christianity. However, mentioning Peter in chapter 15 demonstrates that his role remains relevant, although not as central in later accounts. Although Acts does not mention Peter as frequently after this episode, we can deduce that Peter continued to strengthen the faith of the brothers wherever he went. His experience and leadership were vital to the growing Christian community, ensuring he continued to provide guidance and spiritual support. Question 16. Why are we confident that the future will bring us joy after joy? We are confident that the future will bring us joy after joy because Jehovah often surprises his servants by giving them more than they expect, filling them with joy. That's how the spiritual brothers of Peter felt that night. Jehovah's current blessings allow us to experience that same joy, and in the future, we will see how he fulfills his wonderful promises throughout the earth. Anything we imagine will fall short compared to the wonders Jehovah will perform. If we remain faithful, joy awaits us one after another. Additional comments. Jehovah's current blessings give us confidence that future promises will be fulfilled. The experiences of early Christians, such as Peter's miraculous release, serve as examples of how Jehovah can surprise his servants with unexpected blessings. The certainty of future joys is based on the biblical promises Jehovah has made to his servants. The expectation of a future filled with wonders that surpass our imaginations motivates us to remain faithful and confident that every challenge will bring with it a greater blessing. Question 17 and 18. What circumstances caused the crowd to start praising Herod? Herod Agrippa, after Peter's escape, diligently searched for him and punished the guards. He took advantage of an opportunity to heal his wounded pride during a public event where some diplomats were requesting peace. For the occasion, Herod dressed in royal robes woven with silver, which shone in the sunlight, giving the impression that he was a god. As he delivered his speech, the crowd began to shout, "It's the voice of a god, not of a man." Additional comments. Herod used his resplendent attire and a well-prepared speech to manipulate the crowd's perception, making them believe he was more than a man. This tactic shows how leaders can influence the masses using symbols of power and grandeur. The crowd, seeking favor with Herod, began to praise him as if he were a god. This reflects the human tendency to idolize authority figures, especially when these figures perform their roles with ostentation and grandiosity, often at the expense of true justice and humility. Question 19 and 20, Part A. Why did Jehovah punish Herod? Jehovah punished Herod because he did not correct the crowd or disagree with the praises they directed at him, accepting them as if he were a god. As the proverb says, pride comes before a fall, and Herod, full of vanity, was punished by Jehovah, who made him sick and died eaten by worms. Additional comments. Herod was punished for his arrogance and for accepting the praises of the crowd without correcting them. This act of extreme pride contrasts with the humility required by Jehovah, who alone is worthy of such praise. Herod's punishment is a clear demonstration that Jehovah does not tolerate vainglory and idolatry. It is a powerful lesson for Christians about the importance of attributing all glory to Jehovah and not allowing pride to corrupt their faith and behavior. Question 19 and 20, Part B. Why do we feel relieved to see how Jehovah freed Peter? The account of Herod's punishment comforts us because it shows that Jehovah takes action and loves justice. Although it sometimes seems that the wicked get away with their deeds, we know that Jehovah will eventually bring justice. These kinds of accounts remind us that God's justice will prevail in the end. Additional comments. The account of Herod comforts us by reminding us that, although injustice may seem to prevail temporarily, Jehovah will eventually take action to rectify situations. This reinforces our faith in divine justice and that evil will not go unpunished. Knowing that Jehovah intervenes in due time gives us strength and comfort when we face situations where injustice seems to prevail. This knowledge helps us to stand firm and trust that Jehovah will defend his loyal servants. Question 21. What is the most important lesson from Acts chapter 12, and why is it an encouragement? The most important lesson from Acts chapter 12 is that Jehovah frustrates Satan's attempts to destroy the congregation and stop constant preaching. Although the chapter mentions the death of an apostle and the release of another, the crucial aspect is to show how Jehovah prevents Satan's evil plans. This encourages us because it demonstrates that by remaining faithful to Jehovah and Jesus Christ, we are collaborating in a work that will never fail. It is a great honor to contribute to the continued spread of Jehovah's Word. Additional comments. The most important lesson of the chapter is that Jehovah's work continues despite Satan's attempts to stop it. This fact is a great encouragement for Christians, showing that nothing can prevent Jehovah's truth from spreading and thriving. Knowing that they are part of an unstoppable work gives Christians a sense of purpose and honor. Contributing to the spread of Jehovah's Word, knowing that it will never fail, motivates servants to remain faithful and to continue working enthusiastically in the ministry. Well, those have been the practical answers about the Congregation Book Study for this week. I hope it is very helpful for you, my dear brothers and sisters. I send you a warm hug, and may Jehovah bless and protect you always.